All right, so today I'm going to keep it rolling. I've got a interesting post from last night I want to kind of dive deep into, and that is the correlation, the leading type of correlation that we've seen with MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. And so, let me pivot to Bitcoin for a second on a weekly time frame, just to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about, what I know people are kind of concerned about, and looking at the high time frame chart. Those that are concerned, let's put it that way. Uh, Kind of looking at this, bear div potential forming over here. Saying this isn't moving, quite fast enough. It never does, but when we zoom out, I think we can look at MicroStrategy as type of a leading indicator, and let me tell you why I think that may be the case. And so, if we go all the way back to when MicroStrategy began putting Bitcoin on its balance sheet, that happened in the summer of 2020. Okay, so this is kind of where I start looking at this chart and see what I can kind of surmise from that. Uh, if we look at MicroStrategy's incredible performance through, I mean, that was such a move, right? From August, when they started putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, through February. I mean, that's a textbook impulsive five-wave move, right? One impulse correction, three impulse, four correction, into a blow off five impulse. And when did this occur? Number one, this occurred the week of February 8th, 2021. When did Bitcoin hit its all-time high? That was right here. That was the week of the 12th of April 2021. And so that all-time high of 63,000 and change happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks after MicroStrategy hit its all-time high. And after it kind of blew off here, it started kind of distributing, right? And for frame of reference, really zooming back on this chart, we see a series of stages. If you've ever read Stan Weinstein's book, or some of the concepts within them, here we look at stage analysis, and on a macro perspective, you can identify cycles within stocks, within Bitcoin, and kind of segment them into the stage that they're in, right? You've got stage one, which is an accumulation basing type of phase, and this is the 30-week moving average. Once the asset stock gets above that 30-week moving average, you tend to see some type of back test on that basing stage, and then it enters an uptrend, and this is where the money is made in these stage two uptrends. And then it gets to a point where it starts distributing stage three, and then stage four, as he says here, run for the hills. You're back under that 30-week and a clear downtrend back into stage one. So let's just kind of take a look at MicroStrategy from that perspective. And I have the 30-week simple moving average here. And so what we've got is, from my perspective, a very clear basing type structure, right? Where you've got accumulation going on in that entire range, right? You've got the stock getting over the 30-week, you've got it breaking out of this accumulation range and back testing, and then it's gone. Okay, so that's just a textbook breakout of stage one, back test on the dip, the corrective wave two structure, and then blast off into wave three. Let's take a look at what it's doing right now. So if we kind of go back to this whole area, and stage one is where the big boys, the smart money, is accumulating, right? So what do I mean by that? So in Q1 2023, you've got Fidelity, you've got BlackRock, you've got Vanguard that all purchased $75 million worth of MicroStrategy stock. What if that announcement came out saying that they essentially put Bitcoin on their balance sheet in total of 75 million? Imagine that headline. Well, they essentially did. And buying a company that owns 153,000 Bitcoin, 0.726% of the circulating supply, that's basically what they did. And so again, we have just a beautiful accumulation range, basing structure. It kind of deviates here, got a deviation here, breaks out. You do have a back test. You've got a back test into the 30, and then it's gone. Okay, and it's gone. And to me, again, nothing's guaranteed, but to me, this looks like a confirmed breakout. You've got two. You're out of the cloud. Number one, this is the Ichimoku cloud, excuse me, took about 30 years to develop in terms of its complexity. And so on high time frames, is very indicative of what's going on here. We've got multiple points of confluence. We've got this 30-week coiling up. You've got distribution up here. You've got a downtrend. Everything's under that 30. You've got this basing stage. You've got the 30 coiling up. You've got a back test of this area, and now you've made a higher high. Okay, you've made a higher high. You're above one. You're out of the cloud. You've got two closes kind of outside this flag, and it looks like we're somewhere in this neighborhood over here. If we're, in terms of time, where are we? We're somewhere in this neighborhood right here. Now, going back to that potential bear div on the weekly for Bitcoin, well, let's look at what's happening with MicroStrategy. Well, RSI again is very telling to me on high time frames, right? Relative strength index measures the power, the force behind the move, and again, accumulation phase, kind of this little, cup and handle looking formation. But then we've got RSI breaking out of the base. And we're kind of running a channel, and then it breaks out. Similarly, we have RSI doing the same type of thing, basing, breaking out, back tests into a handle type structure, and it's broken out. There is no bear div right now with MicroStrategy. This is clearly a confirmed breakout. The week is closed, right? We see where my line is. Prices breaking out, and to me, this is again telling us what's to come with Bitcoin, right? This is why I'm very comfortable in my assessment of where I believe the next move is going, and I think it's going fairly quickly. Let's look at the third piece of confluence, that MicroStrategy, in fact, really tells us a lot about the institutional ownership patterns of those that want Bitcoin exposure. Bitcoin itself, you've got your long-term holders, right? 70% of folks haven't done anything with their coins for a year. And that's pretty powerful given all of the events of last year that I'm not going to go through right now. But you got about 3 black swans in a year, plus greatest rate of change increase in rates, a war to boot, and we've got, what do we have here? The week of the 8th, November 2021. MicroStrategy didn't make an all-time high here. It made a lower high, but Bitcoin did. And so MicroStrategy again was telling us that something was fishy with Bitcoin's all-time high. It did not confirm, let's put it that way. And so again, 3 points of confluence within MicroStrategy telling us what at least has happened in the past with Bitcoin since they put it on their balance sheet before the market kind of gets confirmation. All right. And why do I think that is? I think with Bitcoin, you've got, at the margin during accumulation phases, traders go to the most liquid type assets. Okay. And with Bitcoin, during accumulation phases, during distribution phases, those traders can have a bigger impact on price. During expansion phases, they have much less impact on price. They get the position wrong, they get squeezed. Um, there aren't enough sellers to meet demand, and price just explodes. And so, as we're kind of exiting this accumulation range, I think that that effect is going to be much less tampered. Now, why doesn't it show up in MicroStrategy? Because there aren't as many people, as many traders trading MicroStrategy, right? This is institutional ownership, and so there's less trading. There's less of this day-to-day volatility based on how many people are long, how many people are short, and so in my mind, it gives us a much better picture of what has happened as well as what I think potentially is to come. And so if we go back and take another look at Bitcoin from this lens, okay? From this lens, what do I see? I just see a beautiful high time frame structure, right? Absolutely beautiful. We've got the same type of cup and handle type formation here, right? With RSI breaking out, and then it's gone. It's much more dramatic with the accumulation phase that we saw all of last year, rightfully so, which in my mind makes the move more explosive, right? There's more potential energy in this move, if you want to think about it that way. And so, here we are, similar structures. We've got, again, what I believe was, and why this market is so off sides at the moment is people think that they've got time to accumulate. Well, this was the accumulation range right here, okay? This was the accumulation range. That lasted for about a year, right? We had a spring event out, back test, and expansion. Uh, this cycle to me has just been a couple massive accumulations and impulses between them, and obviously corrective phases on the opposite side of them. And what do we have here? We have, again, just a massive accumulation range, right? Almost a year and 2-3 months of accumulation, and look at where we sit right now. Look at that candle. I mean, I don't, I can't get any more bullish than I am right now. That is price acceptance above this accumulation range, above this high time frame flagging tenant structure, right on the doorstep of this cloud, and and to me, price discovery is imminent. And I think, again, the market is offsides to think that we've got plenty of time to accumulate, right? It's 4 years, it's every 4 years. Well, wouldn't that be great if we could just time it? And I think people are going to be in for a surprise here. So uh, I think that about covers it for the video. I appreciate, again, you taking the time to watch this, and we'll keep doing these. If you like this video, found it helpful, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be turning these out much more frequently. Take care.